Welcome to this week's episode of In-Depth Outdoors. Each week, the In-Depth Outdoors staff will take you to North America's top fishing destinations, where we'll fish longer, go further off the beaten path, uncover untapped fisheries in your backyard, and cover more water in search of the biggest fish and the hottest bites. We'll share time-proven tips, introduce new lures, and cutting-edge fish catching techniques. We'll shine a spotlight on overlooked bodies of water and open eyes to underutilized species that feed aggressively and fight hard from hook set to landing net. All this with one goal in mind: to help you catch more fish and have more fun doing it. This is In-Depth Outdoors, brought to you by Lake Master, leading in accuracy, following with success. Thorn Brothers, where real muskie hunters shop. Skeeter Boats. Skeeter gives the hardcore fisherman a boat to match. B-Fish and Tackle. Premium quality jigs and soft plastics designed to help you catch more fish. Skeeter Boat Center, your full-service Skeeter Boats dealer. Come take a test drive today.
Today's episode of In-Depth Outdoors, we're here on Rainy Lake. We're going to be fishing with Bill Doherty. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm supposed to pick up Bill at 7, so we're a little early, but I don't mind having the time to get ready. And what we're going to be doing today is showing you one of the very best times to be fishing Rainy Lake, which is one of the most beautiful and pristine lakes in northern Minnesota. Rainy Lake Houseboats has made a tradition out of offering fantastic vacation opportunities to visitors from all over the country. And as you can see over my left shoulder here, just as the sun's coming up, they've got quite the arsenal, quite the array of houseboats. No matter what you need for size, they can offer it. One of the main reasons to be here, of course, is the fishing. We're here middle of May, absolutely one of the best times to be on this body of water. All the fish are biting, they're shallow, they're aggressive. Stick around, you're going to enjoy the show.
Well, we located them.
What we have here?
Our breakfast.
He brought breakfast.
Breakfast underway on Rainy Lake.
You're a keeper.
There we go.
Hop aboard, sir. So where are we headed? We going to head east?
Definitely.
Well, you didn't earn the nickname Tillerman for nothing. Thanks for having me today.
Hey.
I'm excited.
Thank you bet.
So you think we're going to get some fish shallow?
Absolutely.
Love it. Confidence. If nothing else, we're confident. I see you brought one for the crew guy too.
Absolutely.
He'll appreciate that. No. Right there's good enough. Yeah. Wish us luck. Labs are good luck, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, down the lake we go.
These kind of start a little different than the old days.
Yes, they do. None of this.
A few less pulls, a little less smoke, a lot less smoke. And it's a crappie.
Look
Look at the mouth on him.
First cast with that little jig. Oh, this is nice.
Oh, look at that slab.
Billy, what's your philosophy on keeping these crappies?
It all has to do with stomach capacity. You know?
Do you hear that, folks? Billy's philosophy on keeping crappies is it all depends on stomach capacity. So I'm good for about 4 and you're good for what? About the same?
Yes, absolutely.
I would really like to keep some of these fish. Honestly, folks, everybody always says first cast, first cast. That was the first cast on this spot. Nice fish. I mean, that's a 14-inch crappie, Billy.
The beautiful thing about crappies and being able to eat fish and things like that, they have year classes where you'll get like 2-year classes and they will be gone. It doesn't hurt to keep. You know, I mean, they need a reasonable limit, which is 10 here, which I think is fair, but keep your 10 if that's what you catch.
If you say it's okay to keep them, we're going to keep that for dinner. What a fish. You know, there's so few places in Minnesota one can go to catch fish that quality. And this is not an uncommon fish here. Actually, it's probably more common than not. Well, Rainy Lake just goes to show that there's something here for everybody. You don't have to be a walleye fisherman or you don't have to be a pike fisherman. You can choose. It's, smallmouth bass and walleyes on the reef. If you want to go chase pike, that's an option. It's great. It's a great fishery here. And if that's not your thing, you've got crappie to choose from too.
Yep. It's endless,
yeah.
And many different ways to fish. That's what's fun. The artificial people can have a ball. The live bait guys can have at it. It's tough to beat.
Well, to come in here for an hour, hour and a half and catch a meal of crappies and then go catch a bunch of big walleyes, further up the lake, it's Nice option to have.
Absolutely. Another one.
Hey,
There we go.
this place has got a little bit of
That's what
everything.
we're looking for.
I'll make you a little room in the live well here.
See how my aim is?
Beautiful.
Not bad. Oh, look
right.
at this. Nice crappie.
Sweet. Well, I know when I'm beat. I'm gonna go back to the bobber rod.
One more for the live well.
Heck yes. Come here, big girl.
That's a nice one. This brings the little kid right out in
Yes,
ya.
it does. You're never too old to fish with a bobber. Particularly when they come in with that. You know, this isn't my first time exposed to these Rainy Lake crappies, but every time I get back up here and get into them, just never ceases to amaze a guy. Just the quality.
I don't know.
I probably shouldn't have thrown over the top of you,
Oh,
huh?
I would. I'd catch whatever swimming underneath this fish. You know, they're getting rid of whatever's in their belly, and other fish follow to eat it. Got a little weight.
That was a pretty good swirl I saw there, Bill.
Yeah.
Pike.
Glad I had a hold of the. Oh no! Look at this walleye.
Woohoo! You
This
know what?
is
That's
a
the
sow.
big boy net there, Bill.
That's a sow. And that took that bait with a little authority.
Nice. That is just a beautiful walleye, Billy.
That's a dandy, and James, there is absolutely nothing more fun than fishing points on Rainy Lake. See you, girl. Down on the lee end of the point, that's kind of not in the textbook.
Nope. You know, we don't have a real hard wind to concentrate these fish on one
No,
side or the other.
No, Look at this.
Another giant?
Yeah, maybe it's right close to the same size. I mean, are these nice walleyes or what? Look at that. All from the back door of your Rainy Lake houseboat. Oh, he's not ready.
He's not. Come here, buddy.
There we go.
There we are for you.
Jeez.
Not bad for 5 minutes.
No. Oh, he ate that good. You know, I had said maybe we were going to pull into that Pike Bay on the way out of the Crappie area, and I saw that little breeze, and I thought, it's time to go jerking.
Actually, what you said was, that's enough breeze.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Nice fish. You go back, grow a little more.
Well, I know you've been fishing Rainy Lake for a long time, and I'm sure you've seen quite the evolution of the fishery and, of course, how people fish this body of water. Give us an idea how you've seen things change over the course of, you know, your career fishing Rainy Lake.
Well, you know, the biggest change, we've had the graphs that I mentioned earlier this year. We used to sharpen them with a sandpaper, sticking it underneath the stylus and running around. You know, obviously they're LCR screens. The GPS came in, which is a huge thing, but the single biggest thing in the fishing industry that's happened, and for the consumer, is the invention of the mapping chip.
Sure.
You can travel anywhere. It's going to show you the rocks. I mean, you got to slow down. They're generally dead on, and it allows you to go. It leaves a track. You can follow yourself home. It shows tables on reefs. Unbelievable. I used to run around out here with a 3.5 foot long by 3 foot chart, and I lived with it. I never went without it. At nighttime, I'd be in our crew quarters or in our guide cabin studying charts, because you sit and look, and there's inside turns. There's, geez, look at, here's a little, you know, it's 55 feet of water, and all of a sudden it says 38.
And now we've got all that information on that
Right.
tiny little wafer of a chip.
And it's right in front of you, and oh boy. So that's great for anybody who wants to go fishing, and you could do this on almost any lake in the country, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, companies like Lake Master have, great products for, many of the states here in the upper Midwest. I know from my personal experience, the first time I came to Rainy, I fished alone. I mean, I didn't fish with anybody that had any experience here, and it sure gave me the confidence to come out here. I didn't get crazy and reckless, but having that information on my GPS gave me the confidence I needed to come out here and get after these fish, worry a lot less about hazards and more about putting fish in the boat. That's why a guy makes the drive. Billy only takes us to the good spots here. We don't even have the trolling motor down yet. I made my first cast and I'm hooked into a fish. Feels like a walleye. Feels like a real nice walleye. Same general presentation. I think what Billy was going to do was going to throw on a pike bait. Yep. He's not fighting like a pike. Big old walleye.
Really nice walleye.
You bet. Would you give me a scoop?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. This is one of those fish that just pounded it. You just don't get that out of those deep fish. These shallow fish like this, it's like every one of them. All right, yes! Oh, there we go. That's a sweet fish. That's one of those gorgeous ones, Billy. Got those real nice belly colors to it. This is the look that I prefer right there. Jig in the mouth. Thanks for putting me on that one. I hope this walleye likes pine tree pollen because it's getting a mouthful. All right, girl. What a super fish.
Got him?
Yep, I do. Boy, he did not hit it very hard. But all that matters is I got the hook in his lip. Walleye.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a shore lunch fish, buddy.
Oh boy, it sure does.
I can call that good eats. Fantastic tasting walleye up here. 16 and a half. Perfect keeper, but we're not going to keep him. Back he goes.
Oh.
Let me know if you need the net, sir.
Nice walleye.
Oh, he's nice dark back on that one.
Yeah, he's a coal black one. Look at him. Look at in the water here. See, they're throwing up those hatches. You know, people don't believe this about walleyes. Springtime, shallow walleyes, they're eating bugs. That's what they do. And he just barfed out a bunch. And they're not mayflies, they're just small larva hatches. There we go.
Now, why do you suppose the color difference, Billy?
This one probably just came in from right around the corner.
Gotcha.
You know, coming in to do his thing here, feeding, and
So
right
when they're
there.
dark like that, you figure they're deeper water, a little cooler water.
Yep. But it won't take long. I was gonna see if they still have good teeth. I'm not gonna stick my hands in to grab any more of those bugs, but he let out quite a bunch of them right there.
There we go. That was the most subtle hit of the day.
It was just.
Yep. But it's a nice fish.
Yep.
Real nice. The way I kind of see it in my mind is he just kind of snuck up behind it and sucked it in like a spaghetti noodle. Just
The sneak attack.
he got it all. All I see is just, oh, did you see that? Look at that.
Look at that.
Big minnow that he just spit up.
It's like a big perch minnow.
Yeah, well, it's floating to the surface. There it comes. Come on, buddy. Oh, they're strong. He was hungry. If he's gonna eat that and my jig. Come here, buddy. There we go. You got the whole face full there. Nothing could be easier, Billy. You bet. What a nice fish. You know, when we're double blessed today, Billy. Good company, good fishing, but great weather too. I mean, this is the middle of May. There's what we're fishing. It's just that real thin profile, plastic. You're able to swim them, or like Billy's doing, giving them a real darting action just by manipulating that jig with just real soft twitches of the rod tip.
Nice and healthy.
Yeah. Hey. That's in there so deep, I think I'm gonna need the pliers. And we get such a variety of colors, Billy. I mean, some of them are slate gray. And then we get these fish that are just gorgeous. That real classic, you know, gold, almost a yellow look to them. Back you go, sweetheart. Luckiest walleye in Rainy Lake.
You know, that fish regurgitated what he'd been eating.
Yeah.
Right at the boat. That bait that he regurgitated was somewhat digested. It's still floating back here. I'm going to take a look at it, but it makes you ask the question, are these dark fish that we're catching, have they been out on the edge of the break line feeding, and they're coming in here using the warm water? You know, their metabolism comes in here and it ramps right up. I guess after 45 years, you still ask yourself these questions every day. I guess it's what makes it interesting. Almost the exact same spot. Only a little bigger fish.
We won't need to measure that one to find out if he's too big.
No.
We're gonna know he is.
That one inhaled it.
Now that's what we want to see.
Yeah. That he's got it down way into the roof in his mouth. Yeah, he helped that one right down there.
That's the walleye kind. What Billy's doing is just targeting these areas, these shallow rocky shorelines that have the most wind and the warmest water.
Is that a pretty walleye or what?
It definitely is. There we go. That's one of those shallow walleyes, all orange almost on their bellies. Come here, buddy. That one's just actually a little bit too big for shore lunch. You know, anything smaller than 17 can be kept, but a great fish caught in using one of my favorite methods, which is just real thin profile plastics on light jig heads. Really nothing more simple or basic for the walleye fisherman. Cast towards the shoreline rocks, slow swimming retrieve. The best part is when the fish hit it, they really hit it good.
Here in the weeds, you know, if you take a 19-inch fish out of these weed areas versus a 19-inch main lake fish on the reefs, they generally weigh about half a pound more.
And this is where you get your real big walleyes, your heavy walleyes.
And you know, other baits will work at spry. You'll be pulling through those cabbage beds, you know, a big spinner bait. I don't know why those walleyes like a big white willow leaf spinner bait in the cabbage lines, and all mine over 10 pounds have come fishing out of the weeds.
No kidding.
Yeah, and not always fishing walleyes.
Well, I think that appeals to a lot of different people. Some people find some of the more classic presentations slow. You don't have to fish that way here on Rainy Lake. You can be aggressive, you can fish more like a bass fisherman or a pike fisherman and, you know, score big. Case in point, Billy was telling me when we were setting this trip up that his two biggest walleyes ever, both over 12 pounds, came on musky baits around Cabbage. That's definitely another way to do it. That's one of the things that was so fun for me, not having to, you know, put the boat back in the water every day, leave the hotel, you know, get back out on the water, drive that 20 miles. We were literally casting off the back of the houseboat, waiting for the eggs to finish in the morning, got the bellies full, and off we went. But not everybody had to do the same thing.
That's the beauty of it. You know, you're not missing out if you sit back and miss a session, or, you know, we'll see you in 2 hours, and then you get to make another decision.
Absolutely. Well, how many campsites in a bay like this? You know, it's so scenic. We've seen one other boat on the horizon today, but how many campsites in a big bay like this would they put in here?
Well, throughout, I don't know the exact number in the system, but they have separate sites for tenters and separate sites for houseboats. They're all designed so you do not have to have views of other people.
Gotcha.
You know, you may see somebody fishing, but I mean, it's pretty tough to get a more wilderness vacation than this, out of nice boats, houseboats, all the comforts of home. I always say, They said, what's Voyageurs National Park like in Rainy Lake? I said, it's just like the Boundary Waters, except it's got mattresses and motors.
There you go. Well, I've done the Boundary Waters, and the fishing's the same, probably better because you do have the advantages of the modern, the modern equipment. But the views don't change. It's just a lot easier, a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some of your houseboats, TVs, VCRs, full kitchens.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the way to roll. That's another one, Billy.
All right.
It feels like it's been, that same awesome size class that we've had all day long. You know what I want to tell you? I don't care if you're a smallmouth bass fisherman, walleye fisherman, pike fisherman, even a crappie fisherman. These early season trips with Rainy Lake houseboats, they're just a blast. Here we go.
A little scoop job, maybe?
Yep. The fish are shallow, they're aggressive. And the one thing I can guarantee you, if you make it to Rainy Lake, you're going to have a good time. I don't care what your interests are. There's something here for everyone. What do you say, Billy? It's about 5 o'clock. Should we call it a day?
I'm not going to let you have the whole day off yet.
You got something else in mind for me?
I want to stop on the way home and see if we can't do any crappie things.
I will not turn that offer down.
Who knows? Maybe we can have a little feed.
Well, I'll let this go. We'll call this our last walleye victim of the day. We're not going to keep him, but I guess I got the better part of him. The hit, the tussle, the fight. Regardless of how the crappies turn out, I want to thank you. It's been a pleasure. For everybody out there, if you're looking to plan that summer vacation, give Rainy Lake Houseboats a real serious look. They've got a great package deal. Everyone in the family is going to have a great time. And of course, you've had a chance to meet Billy now. You know you're going to be well taken care of. So from Billy and I, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.